If a nation expects to be ignorant and free in a state of civilization, it expects what never was and never will be. ISI concludes this: with limited thinking abilities and knowledge of their heritage, Americans set themselves up as easy prey for charlatans, hustlers, and quacks. If they don't know the constitutional limits placed on Congress and the White House, politicians can do just about anything they wish to control their lives. The Bradley Foundation summarized it in this fashion: America's founders were convinced American freedom could survive only if each generation understood its founding principles and the sacrifices made to maintain it. Historical ignorance, civic neglect, and social fragmentation might achieve what a foreign invader could not. Abraham Lincoln said this: "At what point, then, is the approach of danger to be expected? I answer, if it ever reach us, it must spring up amongst us. It cannot come from abroad. If destruction be our lot, we must ourselves be its author and finisher. As a nation of free men, we must live through all time or die by suicide." Benjamin Franklin said this: "A nation of well-informed men who have been taught to know and prize the rights which God has given them cannot be enslaved. It is in the region of ignorance that tyranny begins." More contemporary, Thomas Sowell, a great thinker and leader, said this: "Clever leaders are plundering our freedoms. Neither the Constitution of the United States nor the institutions set up by that Constitution are enough to ensure the continuance of a free, self-governing nation." When Benjamin Franklin was asked what members of the Constitutional Convention were creating, he replied, "A republic, madam, if you can keep it." In other words, a constitutional government does not depend on the Constitution, but on us. To the extent that we allow clever people to circumvent the Constitution while dazzling us with rhetoric, the Constitution will become just a meaningless piece of paper, as our freedoms are stolen from us much as a pickpocket would steal our wallet while we are distracted by other things. So in conclusion, let me say this: we have reached the tipping point. There either needs to be a revival of citizens that understand and know the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution and the principles within them, or we will forever lose the freedom and liberty that has been passed on to us. What will be your response? Ignore the problem, it can't really be that bad, or read and study the Declaration and Constitution and challenge others to do the same.